All right. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Doug Dubay with RECacril USA, and today we're going to be talking about ShadeTree Canopies and the differences of their product from some others out there. Pleased and proud to have them with us. It's a great, fun product and a fun and great person to work with, too. If we go to the next slide, you'll see who's here today. And there we are. I'm Doug Dubay, National Sales Manager at RECacril, and our guest today is Colin Levesque, the owner of ShadeTree Canopies. Welcome, Colin.
Well, thanks, Doug. I really appreciate you inviting me and having me part of the program today.
Well, we're proud to be affiliated with you guys and have some of our fabric on your canopy, and there's a nice opening shot of your product.
Yeah, we really enjoy our relationship with you. You know, ShadeTree, we founded the company back in 1997, and originally we saw a need to provide a shade system for existing structures. A lot of the pergolas that are out there, you know, have the purlins on top, but they really don't provide a lot of shade. So the founder came up with a great track system with canopies, with separate canopies that are fully retractable to provide shade. So that's how the company started, providing a track system with a fabric canopy shade to it.
All right.
We've certainly expanded from there. The picture you see there, Doug, that is actually one of our shade systems with one of our structures that we provide. Today, we're also providing structures to go along with our shade system, so they're integrated within the structure. When we look at a shade,
you can modify an existing shade, or you can provide the complete solution. Then
you're correct. You know what we found is that every pergola is different, but also every deck and patio is different. So what's great about a ShadeTree system, it has a modular design to it. So if a pergola has different projections, because we're using a paneled system, we can have different projections with each panel to provide complete coverage on that pergola or that shade system, you know, that structure.
And these pictures do a great job of pointing out or showing those panel sections that are independently operated. So.
Right. Using you know, the RECacril fabric, you know, we're using 60-inch or 47-inch, and we'll custom cut those depending on the size of the structure and how many canopies each structure has to fit on any deck or patio. Each one is a separate canopy system, and those operate independently. So you can retract each one separately. So if you look at maybe look at the picture to the left, you'll see a window down there or a door. If you wanted light coming in just that door, you could pull the canopies back above that door, but leave the other canopies, you know, fully out so that it would provide shade. You know, maybe over some patio furniture or a dining area. So it enables you to have flexibility on who gets shade and who doesn't. The other cool thing about the ShadeTree modular system is with a paneled system, heat rises. So we don't want to trap that heat in one big sheet. So we have panels that allows that heat to escape on either side of the panels.
And you know, our RECacril is a woven fabric, so it's not completely impermeable like a lot of vinyls are, but you know, with your system, there's a lot of air that can make its way out and around the edges there to keep that climate cool underneath on the patio.
The other thing, Doug, is with a ShadeTree system, because it's only going to be as wide normally as 60 inches. The homeowner or the can remove those canopies in the off season. I mean, yes, we get a great 10-year warranty from RECacril on the fabric, but we're seeing that because that they're taking it down in the winter on many of the structures and canopies that are in the northern climates, that they're getting 15 years life out of their fabric or more. So it's
and that's
really
nice,
a long-lasting product.
It's nice that because the canopy's in sections, when you take it down, you only take it down one section at a time, so it's not too bulky and big and heavy for a homeowner to handle, as opposed to some huge one-piece patio canopy that might be a little overwhelming for a homeowner to deal with.
Certainly right. Easy to take down, and certainly easier to store.
Yeah. Let's see what's on the next page here. Wow, that's a big commercial project there.
Yeah, that's a restaurant that we provided the shade system for, and you'll see that modular design again, where we've expanded the projection by adding posts and just continuing the design element. We also integrated the railing within the columns to provide a nice little outdoor eating and entertainment area. They use that for a lot of parties and special functions. They even have some lighting in the tracks that you can't really see because it's integrated into our track system. We provide a lighting package as well. But again, because these canopies, are only these I think are around 60 inches, the restaurant maintenance crew can take these down and store them in the wintertime. So they can handle this, the maintenance of the canopies. Instead
of paying some expensive independent crew to come out, and they have to pay to have it done. And man, that's a lot of seating area there. I mean, you could keep on going panel after panel and make a big area out of your pergolas.
Yeah, and what's also, we have some customers sometimes that will expand their areas because of our modular design in nature. We can start out with a certain size, and we can add on to it at a later date. Very easy for us to add on.
And a canopy that big, I mean, that's a lot of revenue for that restaurant with that many more seats. That's nice.
So here you see one is a patio that's on a second story. We do a lot of systems and canopy systems on rooftops or on the coastline, which both have heavy winds. The ShadeTree system has a automatic wind release system. Every canopy is locked into place by spring-loaded locks, but those aren't a permanent locking mechanism. They're spring-loaded, so you get a big gust of wind that hits the bottom of the canopy, creating an updraft, releasing the canopies, and then they'll flow in the track and eventually make their way back to a locking mechanism in the back. So our systems are manual. It's not a motorized system, so you don't have motors that are going to break. You don't have to reprogram, the remotes, or like I always do, lose remotes. But you can, it's a manual system that's easy to operate. And then, of course, that wind release mechanism protects those canopies from becoming a sail in a heavy high wind.
And there's all the liability in dealing with electricity and hiring a professional to come out and wire it too. And this is just easy peasy operation, isn't it?
Yeah. Our structures, Doug, we provide different types of materials, but they're all prefabricated right here at our factory. So when we ship our systems out, they're already pre-cut, pre-drilled, and they go up very quickly. Usually our installs are less than a day to do an install.
Nice. And it's something that a handy homeowner could do if they're pretty capable?
We have some that are do-it-yourselfers. Some people like to build their own wood pergola, and then they'll add our shade system to it, our track system. In today's world, a lot of people are using, our network of installers that we have around the country, but or our dealer network.
So you do have a solution for installation too.
We sure do. On this picture, you'll see in the upper left, that's a powder-coated aluminum structure. That's our aluminum, what we call our aluminum pergola structure.
Okay.
And that's a freestanding system. Down below that, that is a wooden pergola that was built with our canopies are integrated. We're using a track system on the wood beams to hold the canopies. On the upper right, that is a PVC coated aluminum structure, pergola in design, freestanding, and then a more simpler structure, which is a PVC with aluminum inside. We also do a fiberglass system, pergola system, as well. But we still have one of our number one sellers is still somebody builds or has a wood pergola built, does not provide the shade they want, so we come in and retrofit it with our track systems. We have different types of tracks that can integrate with the structure depending on how the structure was built, and creates that shade system.
When you're dealing with a structure made by somebody else, is there much latitude in installing your shades in between the rafters there? Or do they have to install those rafters, within 1/100 of an inch for it to operate properly?
Well, I'll tell you what, we love to talk to the customer before they have somebody build the structure, because then we can play a role. My CAD and engineering department can help them design the structure that will best suit a canopy system. But if it's a pre-existing structure, we have different tracks. We have one of our track systems can go in between, so you'll have your canopies in between. But we also have what we call an undermount system, which can go under the beams, skipping beams. Most pergolas, Doug, are built with 12, 15s, or 18 inches between the beams. And we don't want little teeny canopies, so we'll go underneath and create a wider canopy underneath that structure.
Very good. Next slide.
This was a fun project we did.
That's an example of the rooftops you were talking about. Wow.
It sure is. This one is about 35 stories up. As you can see, it's a beautiful view. But it was a condo project, and they had a big rooftop that they were doing, and they created an outdoor kitchen area and this outdoor seating area, and the pergola you see there, that's a wood pergola they already had existing. And so we had to come in and put our track system in there and design this canopy system to fit in that existing pergola. Along with that, above their kitchen, we put in one of our aluminum, powder-coated aluminum structures. So we really took this large rooftop area and created a beautiful shade system to protect the homeowners or the condo owners there, and of course they can certainly fully retract that at night.
I bet they're getting a lot more use out of that now.
And of course, with our patented wind release, it's going to protect those canopies. And this one was just outside of Philly, and they certainly get some snow and bad weather. So in the wintertime, they just remove the canopies, store them, and then back in the spring, they'll put those back in.
Beautiful. Very nice.
There's that night.
Day and night.
Yeah.
Wow. I sort of like it with the canopies out at night. The light-colored fabric sort of bounces the light back down and gives it a nice glow. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it sure does. That's one thing we love about having Recason's fabric and all the many colors and that we can use. Homeowners want to create their own space and their own design. Doug, we had a customer the other day that his favorite color is orange. He has some sports cars that are colored orange, and so we created a canopy system that was a bright orange for him, and it really had a pop of color, I'll tell you. But it looks great. It looks fantastic, and he was very, very happy. Many times, you'll get somebody that wants to have the colors of their sports teams. We'll get some of that sometimes, but a lot of times they are going with a neutral color, and a neutral color that then they can add the pillows underneath that can have color and create a nice design element. with each system.
You can have some fun with your panels too, and that every panel doesn't have to be the same color. You could alternate colors or something.
No,
to really
and we do have customers that have multiple color panels. Our panels are pretty easy to take in and out, so sometimes they might have a party that they're doing, and they want to have a very colorful look, and maybe they have a standard, maybe a linen tweed or something like that for standard, and then they'll do a bright color for a party they may be having. So many times they will have multiple canopy systems in different colors.
Speaking of colors, it really makes a difference underneath the canopy which color you choose, and different fabrics have different properties too and different levels of translucence. So you can really affect the amount of light you get underneath the canopy depending on which color you pick. Like if you pick forest green, say, for your canopies, that color is almost opaque, and it would make it much darker under the canopy. And if you went with a lighter color like a linen or this light green, when the sun hits that fabric, the fabric almost glows from the underside and makes it much brighter and cheerier, which might create a little more eye strain, but it makes it for a more lively environment while still blocking the sun's harmful UV rays. So when customers are picking a fabric, I really recommend that they go outside and hold a big swatch of it and look at it from the top down, and then also hold it over their head towards the sun so they can see how the fabric's going to sort of glow in the sunlight to get a feel for what it's going to be like being underneath that canopy on a sunny day.
Doug, you're so right. I mean, as a company, we send out fabric swatches on a regular basis, and it is so important for customers to take those swatches outside in the sunlight, because certainly inside the color is different than it is outside in the sunlight. And so our team, we always are telling them, take that fabric outside, and also we like to send a lot of different choices. What's wonderful is we have hundreds of choices to send to our customers. Sometimes that's the most difficult decision customers make is because there's a choice, a big choice for them.
When you're talking surface area, that's the biggest part of the canopy is all that fabric. So. And there's a perfect example of a light color there, and see how it almost glows underneath there.
It sure does. So that was an existing structure that didn't have shade, and they needed to get some shade, to cover that outdoor area. And the light color integrates really nicely, almost a monochromatic look that they've created. And all our fabrics have a UPF rating of 80 plus, which means 80 minutes under that canopy is equal to 1 minute in the direct sunlight. So you can stay outside 80 times longer than you would if you were standing in the direct sunlight. And as you can see, these lighter colors still make it very light and cheery underneath your canopy, even though almost all the UV rays are being blocked. All right, next slide. Oh, there's a lot of colors.
Yeah, and that's just the solids. You even do the stripes too with our fabric. We sure do. We have a lot of stripes being done on a regular basis as well as solids. One of the things we found too, Doug, with your RECacril fabric is the heavier hand for us. We've used other fabrics before. Yours has a little heavier hand for us, and we found that to work better in our application, with our canopy system, and as well as you have a little bit of a tighter weave that we've seen. That's right.
That your weave is a little bit tighter. So we've really enjoyed the relationship with you guys, and I know our customers are really happy. We've got thousands and thousands of systems out there today, and it is a great relationship that we've had with Recusens.
Yeah, and we appreciate it too. We love to see our fabrics on your beautiful canopies there. And you're right, it is a little tighter weave, which gives you fewer pinholes, and it's woven so tight that it actually firms up the hand a little bit. And some of the fabric stiffeners of other products, they wear off over time, and ours does too, but that tight weave will never go away. So you're always going to have a fairly firm hand with RECacril, which is probably pretty important to the tracking in and out of your product, but it's also very important for someone making a stationary awning as well.
Doug, when I look at this picture of all the fabrics there, I'm reminded of all the different fabrics and different designs that our customers use on their system. I mean, every system we do is custom, so customers are picking their fabric specifically, and so we do have some fabrics that people that a lot of people will pick, but we're also ordering on a regular basis all different colors and stripes, and it's been great. I mean, your delivery time is really fast for us. You know, obviously we want to get our product out the door as fast as possible, and a customer's always is picking that fabric at the last moment. So they pick that fabric, we've got to order it, and we've got to get it in here. We've got to produce our canopy systems and ship them out as fast as possible. And your team has done a great job in getting those fabrics to us quickly, and which is so important.
That's the job of Recasens USA. You know, it's made with pride in Barcelona, Spain, but Recasens USA, our job is to bring plenty of the fabric over here to the States, so it's available when you need it. And we stock it in 3 warehouses right now throughout the U.S. to give pretty convenient service. All right. Good. And we do have your ShadeTree contact information there. So take a look at that there.
Yeah, I suggest everybody go to our website, ShadeTreeCanopies.com. I mean, we have lots of pictures, and we show all our different products on there, as well as many of our projects that we've done over the many years of being in business. And Doug, I really appreciate you inviting me to share our story, our ShadeTree story. I mean, what we feel we do out here is really what we want to do for our customers is help them enjoy their outdoors. I mean, that's really important to us. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's about getting outdoors and being able to enjoy it. And putting a canopy system on top of a pergola, or using a structure, you can protect yourself from those harmful sun rays and make it cooler underneath there so that people can have a great time.
And we're just pleased and proud to be an integral part of your shading and outdoor living space there. So thanks for joining us today, and thanks for everybody for watching. Have a great day, and if you need anything from Recasens, there's our contact information. Give me a call or contact me at Doug@RecaSensUSA.com. Thank you, everybody.